really want to get on in this life, there are things you have to ignore.
This is a pure, authentic piece of film, a real cinema, Um, when I was watching this film, I almost felt like crying. The reason being that, reason number one is that this is an amazing film. It's not extraordinary, or it's not, I would say, a masterpiece, but this is a great film. It is a really, really good film. Like I said, a really authentic, pure. The words I would use to describe this film would be pure, authentic, real, soulful. It feels like the movie is alive. It has its own life. It's breathing. It's alive, and it's full of soul. It doesn't feel like soulless. It feels like it has a soul of its own. It has life. It's very lively. The movie is very lively, and that is now you might think like, why would that make me want to cry? I mean, yeah, that makes me want to cry because this is such a great film. But the more importantly, the bigger reason why this film made me want to cry is because movies like these are getting rare. They're just not being made. And It's not like I'm not gonna complain, because uh, it's just that the world is moving on, the world is changing, and by the world, I just mean that people are changing, and that's fine. With time, people change. It's just normal. The right thing to do is to accept it, because change is inevitable. But yeah, because movies are something that I live and breathe. Um, and by movies, I mean real, like authentic cinema. Uh, so yeah, I mean, it makes me want to cry. But about this film, well, the film is perfect. It's just perfect. I think I would call it a perfect piece of film because the movie doesn't try to be something like more than it's supposed to be. It feels like it is being very real, authentic, and it's just what you would expect when you're looking for a movie. Cinephiles, when they are looking for films, when they are looking for their next pick, what do you come across? You might have seen a trailer of the film, you might have seen a teaser, somebody might have told you something about the film. That is how you become aware of your next film. But more importantly, what you come across is the poster. At least that's in my case. I come across the poster. That is the first thing that I get my first look at. Like, okay, this is a film. So I see the poster. And when you see the poster, if you're observant, the poster speaks. You can get a feel from the poster, like what that movie is supposed to be. And a lot of time, what happens is that because the people who design the posters, they're working in the marketing department of the film. So sometimes there's a disconnect between the marketing department and the creative department, people who made the films, the filmmakers and the marketers. There's a disconnect. Sometimes that disconnect happens accidentally, but a lot of times those disconnect happens because at the end of the day, a movie is in terms of business, a movie is a product that needs to be sold, and the more you sell it, the more profit. It's all ultimately because, hey, capitalism, right? So you have to sell art. Ultimately, any form of art, you have to convert it in some kind of a packaged product, and you have to sell that product, because at the end of the day, you have to earn money. So because of that system, what happens is sometimes people exaggerate, because this is how marketing works. They will hype things, they will oversell, make things up, And sometimes what happens is that at the end of the day, the poster becomes over promising, like a kind of like a, like when you watch a YouTube video, there's the, you see the thumbnail that appears in your home feed, and then you click on the video and you get the feeling that, it kind of oversold. Like it's kind of feels like a clickbait. Like I click on a thumbnail and it felt like there's gonna be something larger than what this YouTube video is about, but it's kind of like, you know what I'm talking about. That feeling you get when you feel that like you have been sold something. So that happens on YouTube, that happens everywhere, and that happens certainly in the film industry as well. So, but this film particularly, I can tell you that you won't be oversold. You will get, at least I got exactly what I expected. Even though I didn't see the trailer of the movie, and I generally try to avoid trailers, but the movie is, it's great. It's a kind of a film which you would ideally want to watch late at night. Ideally, like that is, I would say, the best time when it's a one person film. Ideally, now I don't know, like I would, if I've been given a second chance to watch this film again, I would pick the time late at night when everybody's sleeping, and I would ideally want to watch this movie alone by myself, because there are certain films which, if you want to truly appreciate the beauty of it and you want to appreciate the art of that film, you have to watch it by yourself. You cannot be really having a good time with your bucket of popcorn and watching it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, movies are entertainment, but this movie is more of an art piece. So, in order to appreciate, you have to wear a good pair of noise canceling headphones, and you have to truly immerse yourself into the cinema. It's a great movie. It's absolutely amazing, and the actors, Cillian Murphy. Now, please pardon me. I might be pronouncing his name wrong, but Cillian Murphy is, we know, like he's so capable of building a character, especially like a intense, um deep character, a character that has, like, it's like a survivor kind of character. When you look into the eyes of Cillian Murphy in his generally the kind of characters, the characters he plays, you get the same Oppenheimer kind of look with this one. But you get that same, like when you look into his eyes, in the eyes of the character, you get that feeling like this person has seen life. This person has seen a lot of life. This person has, like, you can see like an entire story of a person who has been to different places, physically and more importantly psychologically, and have known the depths and the ups and downs of life. And this person is a survivor. This person has survived life. So that is the kind of the character, Cillian Murphy's character, you get to see here when you watch this film. And I would say, like, yes, the main focal character is him, our Mr. Oppenheimer. But the supporting characters, they also do a very good job at supporting the overall, because this movie is more like a drama, it's like a stage drama that's recorded as a film. Not literally, but what I'm trying to say is that this movie is, uh, gives you that essence. It's not, there's going to be not a lot of like extreme sound effects and editing. It's very simple scene cut to cut editing. Like you see one shot, then the next shot, very linear kind of filmmaking, and very old school, your classic style of western kind of style filmmaking. And it's very simple, and it's kind of a nothing film. It's one of those films which is like absolutely nothing, but like a very silent kind of film. The beauty of, if you understand what I'm trying to communicate here, the beauty of nothingness, the beauty of something that just is, that is not trying to be very over glamorous or over excitable or something like that. It's just very simple and very elegant and very it's just very it has its own charm in that way, I would say. So yes, this movie is like that. It's not very long. It's very the length is also very good. It's 1.5 hours. It's perfect. So it's perfect for a late night watch or kind of later in the night. When like yeah, when it's silent everywhere around. That's the best time to enjoy appreciate this film. It's just a good film. I mean, if you can understand the kind of film that I'm trying to communicate here, because see, for me, this is kind of like my first. Well, technically, it's my second movie review. I've done a movie review which is so cringy, like I don't know, 5 or 7 years ago. I made a movie review. I don't even remember which film it was, but anyways, I've grown after that, like 5 7 years I've grown. But this is so what I'm trying to say is that I don't have a lot of expertise when it comes to reviewing films, reviewing movies. But um all I will say is that I'm trying to communicate the essence. I'm trying to give you the essence of the film. Because see, I can tell you what the story is, what happens and what doesn't happen, what and all that. But special films, especially what is the essence of a movie? Why do we watch movies? Well, for different reasons. Well, why do we watch Fast and Furious? We watch it for pure entertainment because we want to see like something like Fast and Furious or Star Wars. You want to see guns, you want to see action, you want to see fast cars and hot girls. And so that is you watch movies for different reasons. But this kind of a pure authentic cinema, it's never really about the story. It's about where that movie transports you to. Like this kind of a film, you'll really enjoy it in a theater. Ideally, I would have watched it in a theater, in a movie theater. This is the best way to experience. Like you sit in the centermost position, so you get the best acoustic sound and everything, like the acoustic like experience and visual and acoustic experience. So this is definitely like best enjoyed in theaters. But yes, definitely, I mean, you can grab a good pair of noise canceling headphones, and that'll do the trick. But the point is, like, this is a movie which has emotions. You have to feel it. It's a very um it's heavy, emotion heavy, but not in a very like it will make you cry or sob or something. It is very feeling. You have to feel like it's full of feelings. It's full of passion. It's a movie that's made with a lot of passion, and the direction is amazing. The direction is just, won't even say amazing. It's perfect, like I said. It's perfect for the film. The whatever the story is, it almost feels like it's it's a documentary, but it's not a documentary. So let me explain. Like it's a real story, and it's not a documentary, but it's very simple and very realish. Like you get of the true feeling, like you feel like those characters are real. You feel like the character that Mr. Murphy is playing is real. Everyone, the way they're acting, it all feels very real. Camera work is just perfect. Everything is perfect. I don't really think there is anything I can find like, yeah, maybe this could be better. Not really. Like this feels like a very 10 out of 10 perfect film for what it is trying to be, what it is trying to show. And there's a very I noticed some experiment, maybe like with the camera work at the end of the film. There's this shot where there are two characters that are entering a house, and the camera is you, like you are at the position of the camera lens. So the characters, they look directly into the lens, and what they're trying to show is that the characters are like they're entering through the main entrance, and they're looking directly into the kitchen. They're looking at their like there's a like a housewife, so they're looking at through the towards the housewife, but they're looking at you. But it's just it's really good. It's really cool. I saw that because in generally you're not supposed to look at the camera, because the camera is the audience, right? The camera is you are the camera. So if the characters are looking at the audience, there is a it has to have some kind of a creative input behind it. Like a lot of times in a lot of comedy movies and comedy TV shows, they do that for comedic purposes. Like when Deadpool looks at the camera, and that means what? Deadpool is looking at the audience, at us. So that is done for comedic purposes. But I think I saw this for the first time, that they did it in a very real and non-comedic film, where they're looking at the audience, but they're not really looking at the audience. And it's done so smartly, I would say, that you get the feeling like what the characters are looking at me, but then you realize, oh no, they're actually looking at the woman behind. Like, yeah, they're looking at the kitchen, at the woman. It's done very subtly and very, I would say it was a good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It's good. Like, you need to see something new. Otherwise, what's the point of watching a new film? You need to see, yeah, get something new out of it, right? So overall, like a big thumbs up. Watch this film. If you enjoy this kind of a film, you would probably want to watch this film. But obviously, I know that it's not for most people. I mean, this is not a mass audience film. This is a niche category film. Like, or I don't know. Like, maybe it's audience. I mean, it depends. I mean, whoever wants to watch, they can watch. But it's a very subtle, it's a very nothing kind of a film, like, which has its own beauty and its silence, like the beauty of silence. um it's kind of like that. If anything, whatever I said made any sense. So anyways, I mean, that was my movie review for this film. And I hope you watch this. And this is a good film. This is definitely I won't call it a great film, but because that would be a disservice to all the great films. But this is, and it's not even supposed to be a great film. This is a very TV movie kind of a movie, but it's very good. It's very good. It's definitely a very good film. And I truly hope that more movies like these are made, and more people feel interested to watch these kind of films, because hey, they add so much meaning to life, honestly. Movies like these, they carry so much meaning, and they carry so much feelings and emotion and meaning. They add so much meaning to life. It feels like the fire of life, the passion of life. These kind of real, authentic, pure movies. So I hope that more movies like these are made. And thank you for all the filmmakers. Thank you for Lionsgate, or is it Lionsgate? Yeah, the production company who made it's a Lionsgate film. Uh, Kind of strange, actually, because see, Lionsgate are generally known for their John Wick and their action, that doom dashing kind of film with a lot of action and fast car chases and guns and violence and that kind of stuff, blood and gore. Right, hot women, hot girls in bikinis. you know that is generally what Lionsgate is has been known for. But it was a very good, I was very refreshing to see that Lionsgate making a movie like this. So I mean, that's really good. I mean, uh, a lot is changing in the cinema world. You see, A24 is becoming like a. It's no more. You cannot really say that A24 is an indie house anymore. It's gone mainstream. It's more like a Paramount of the post-COVID, post-pandemic film industry world. It's like a Paramount now, a modern Paramount, A24. And you also see a lot of changes. I think Lionsgate is on a very experimental mode right now. They're making, collaborating with Indian filmmakers. They recently made an Indian film. I forgot the name. There was also a big hit, but that was more in terms with the Lionsgate action, fast, and high volume, like with the your sound blasting in your headphones, kind of a movie with high speed car chases and fight sequences and all that. But this film, I don't think I've ever seen a Lionsgate movie which is so like pure and so nothing like, very subtle movie, very acting oriented and dialogue focused and writing focused. How powerful the writing is. In movies like this, the writing and how the characters are formed and how real the actors who are playing the characters, how much they're able to convince you that they are real. I mean, that you have to get that feeling. So you get that totally from this kind of a film. So yeah, big thumbs up from my end, and I hope you watch this film. And a small like a recommendation at the end. Like I always feel like um, people should try to watch films with headphones when they're at home, because that is because see, movie people say you watch a film, but really what you do is you experience a film. Film is not just a visual experience. Film is a auditory as well as visual. It's a very surround 360-degree experience. If you wear headphones and watch a film, that's the original full like experience, like the best experience. That's why before a lot of videos, even on YouTube, you get this like a title or like a small reminder, like watch you or like wear headphones for the best experience, like kind of ASMR. Like, would you watch an ASMR video on YouTube without headphones on? Doesn't make any sense, right? So even movies, and I also do. Sometimes I feel lazy to buy headphones, and maybe when and it's fine. Like sometimes I casual watch when I'm casually watching a very like just casually watching a movie, maybe at whatever, like as a background. Sometimes I play a movie, keep it in the background while I'm working on something. Um, and so that is all fine, but all I'm saying is, if you want to have the true experience of a film, it is ideally, it is recommended that you wear headphones. But then again, if you're watching it with friends or someone like then obviously you cannot wear headphones. But yeah, I mean, if you're watching a movie alone, it's try to watch movies with headphones, because remember, you don't watch a movie, you experience a film. A film is about experience. It's voyeurism. You are watching. You're there, observing the creation. You're appreciating the art. You're the art appreciator. That is what the audience is, especially when it comes to art films. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my review for this film, and I will catch you again in some other video. Take care.